Naga Siren. And probably not give Puckchamp the Brute, but Puckchamp, they ban it themselves. They're
in
like,
the
last game was...
offlane with the Centaur, you know, you get a guaranteed telekinesis into a stomp, maybe.
Yeah, I would certainly place it to get our... I would send Rubik offlane for sure. And there we go. Because you really don't earlier opportunities to go for plays. And Silence is mostly just gonna be babysitting Shigetsu.
Yeah, okay. Well, guys, you can see the odds at the top of the screen. If you want to get yourselves a free $15 bet for new customers, click the banner below the stream and get yourself over there to get that free bet. But as we get into this game, we can see Noticed. He's going to be doing a little bit of posturing here up on this top lane. In fact, VP, 3 heroes up here with the Callus as well as the Rubik. Just trying to maybe find a little bit of information around this rune. Make sure they aren't being ganked as well on their rune. So for now... I mean, they don't really see anyone. I don't think they're going to be able to see the Ursa as well. And what's the potential here? Because the Hoof Stomp does come through from Noticed. I don't think there's potential for a First Blood on the Ursa, but maybe it's going to be enough to get some harass. You get bully some regen out of him, but Ursa so far hasn't moved up towards that rune spot.
Yeah, it's unlikely to happen. It's always a bit rough with Rubik, because you kind of want to have the Fate Bolt to secure range creep. To just secure the range creeps, make sure that they don't get denied. But then you don't have the lift, so you don't have kill potential. It's just really awkward at level 1.
Okay, well, it looks like it is just going to be a 2 for 2 on the runes. Both traded off, yeah. The Ursa is going to be able to move into the lane safe. You know, no pressure being put on there. So, you look at Rubik already. Saush already got that Blink Dagger queued up. You know, he's already planning ahead.
Yeah. It's always nice.
Okay, well,
some nice dancing in the mid lane. Young G and Squad X trying to evade or hit the Tidebringer respectively.
Yeah, and meanwhile the top lane, so Shigetsu here, got to be careful about, like I say, because of the Fade Bolt coming through, got to be careful about getting hit with that and coming up to the Hoof Stomp, but at what point does Shigetsu just need to, like, does he not worry about this lane? You know, because, I mean, you're going to see the Centaur more than likely go for that Vanguard, which is going to offer some protection, but at some point the Ursa is just going to be able to run him down. You know, what level does he just say, okay, I'm online, I'm ready, and I'm ready to get aggressive if you come into this lane?
I don't think he ever wants to be super aggressive, because the Silencer doesn't have any disable. So if he goes in, he's just going to get Hoof Stomped or lifted. So I feel like he's going to be more than content to just farm, unless Noticed or Saya just really messes up. I think it's unlikely that we see any kills there.
Okay, and this time, 33 games and a 42% win rate on Krillia on this Terrorblade. So a little bit more respectable here than the, what was it, 14% we saw in that last game?
42% is definitely an improvement.
It's a little better, yeah. You know, it's still less wins and losses, but it's respectable. It's getting up there. You know, one match could swing it. Well, maybe not after 33 matches, but it only takes a couple of matches to get your win rate back up.
I'm sure he's gonna win 6 games in a row now. Not this one, but afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. As we can see here on the top lane, Shigetsu going to be taking a lot of harass. And you can see, Hoof Stomp from Notice, so she's going to be able to throw out the Fade Bolt. And it is a little bit harder for the Ursa. He's still finding the farm. 10 last hits coming out, but it's a little bit harder for him to find them. The Centaur still be able to pick up the farm uncontested in lane as well. So, what is it? Are you going to be seeing any early rotations coming through onto the Hoodwink from the bottom lane to the top lane to try and pressure onto this, maybe force the Centaur out of this lane, do you think?
I don't think so, because the moment you leave as Hoodwink, you give even more free farm to the TB. The Hoodwink is the only one keeping TB at bay a little bit. It's still rough because you're playing together with a Magnus, and Magnus isn't exactly known for his laning strength.
Yeah.
But still.
Okay. And so does Shigetsu then just need to get what he can out of this lane and then move himself into the jungle to try and find a couple of stacks? Or does he just try and outlast the Centaur on this lane and wait for the Centaur to start making rotations?
I think he's just gonna stay here, because he has a Ring of Health coming as well.
Yeah.
Which is gonna help a lot in terms of sustain. And at some point, the Rubik and the Centaur are gonna run out of mana, and even with all of this pressure, he's still getting CS, and that's really all he wants from this lane.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, yeah, we'll see how this lane's going to go. Centaur, it looks like, already got himself the Ring of Health there as well. Young G in the mid lane. Could be taking a lot of harass coming through from the Tiny here. Just gets himself back in for the Tidebringer. He's got to be careful, though. I don't think SquadX has the mana for a combo. But, I mean, Kunkka, he's playing it fast and loose with the health here. You see him just going to X-Mark the spot, go for the TP back, regen, get himself right back into the lane.
Yeah, it's always so nice. SquadX doesn't have such luxuries. He just has to deal with the water runes like a plebeian.
Yeah, he has to use his feet like a peasant to get himself where he needs to go for his regen.
Yeah, but so far mid lane is going pretty even, like we expected. Nothing too crazy here just yet.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, top lane again, Shigetsu taking some harass, but it looks like till the end, he's starting to throw the spells out a little bit more freely here. You'll notice, though, he's still finding that farm. In fact, he's keeping pace with the Ursa, 21 to 21, and yeah, you can see, notice he's not having a bad time in this lane. So, Saush, what's he going to do? Because, I mean, we see the build. It's going to be a 1-2 build coming through, just one in the hoof stomp. Nothing into the retaliate just yet. Is that just because he's not really bothered about the harass coming through?
Yeah, he's not really getting harassed, and he wants to put on a lot of pressure with kill potential instead of just like pushing out lanes and hitting creeps. So I don't
Bottom
mind
lane,
it.
this actually might be first blood. There is going to be the skewer back underneath the tier 1 tower now as well. Is there going to be enough with the Acorn shot as well? You can see Daniel's trying to do his best to try and juke himself around. So it looks like they might try and break from both sides here. And the Hoodwink will be fine. But Takalis, maybe not so much here as the shockwave damage does get thrown out. Takalis, what's he going to try and do with the leech here? Trying to get himself away. There is going to be Nature's Grasp being thrown out as well. But Malik will be able to get the kill. The first blood going the way here of the start of Puckchamp. Has noticed he does take down Shigetsu right after, but the timing not there for the first blood. It does go the way of Puckchamp.
Wow, I wasn't expecting Magnus to get first blood this game, but here we are.
Yeah, and even Shigetsu being taken down in lane, but yeah, the push underneath the tier 1 tower, you know, the Terrorblade being forced back, and it looked like the Bushwhack was maybe just enough to keep the train in tower range to take a couple of shots, and then Hoodwink and Malik just grouping up to take him down. So, like you say, it wasn't expected, but a good one there for Puckchamp.
And really nice kill for VP on Shigetsu as well. The longer you can stop this Ursa from farming, the better.
Oh, mid lane, there is going to be the drag back here into the boat. Do they have enough damage with the Bushwhack into the Torrent? They might be able to take this Tiny down. SquadX. It's going to be a 3-hero rotation here. The Rubik trying to back him up. Do you have enough to keep him alive? They don't. Tillian will pick up this kill. And now they chase down onto Young G. Young G can get himself away. There is going to be the curse thrown out by the Silencer. I think that was the last word onto the Treant. But yeah, Young G survives 10 health here. He's just barely out, but he will be out.
Yeah, gotta love the rum buff.
Absolutely. And yeah, guys, if you think you know how this game is going to end, you can click the banner below the stream, get yourself a free $15 bet. As back in the bottom lane, we see Krilliat, he's finding the farm. How is he looking? 43 last hits here, so he is picking up that net worth in the lane here.
I would definitely say that TB is one of Krillat's signature heroes. But the odds are against him this game.
Just a little bit. So what is it the Terrorblade wants to build? Because we talked into the draft. You know, does he want to be going towards a BKB at any point, or is he just going to be happier with the Manta style, do you think?
I think you always want to delay the BKB as long as you can.
Yeah.
But he's playing against a Kunkka and a Hoodwink. So I feel like he's gonna be forced to get it as a second item or maybe a third item if he's greedy. If he doesn't get it, that's just griefing.
Okay, and they're going to find the tree, and again, he's going to be tied to one of his brothers there with the Bushwhack, trying to dodge and juke around through the neutrals, but he will still be cut down, and Malik will be the one that finds his kill. 2-0 and here 0 here on Malik, so he's got that Blink Dagger queued up straight away. Level 5,
Ooh.
close towards that level 6.
Spicy. No Guardian Griefs for him this game. Like we've seen on a few Magnuses this tournament. He's going for the big place.
Yeah, I mean, he does still have those mana boots, so it might just be delayed. You know, he could still get those a little bit later on. But yeah, no, for now, he wants that Blink Dagger. He wants to be applying the aggression.
You know, if he goes for a Blink Dagger, you know who's gonna win?
Anybody but the Terrorblade?
I think the viewers are gonna win, because we're gonna see some interesting Dota instead of Guardian Griefs and sitting back.
Okay, well, the Bushwhack doesn't latch onto that Treant as well. So Treant going to be able to walk his spooky face away. Meanwhile, the top lane, Saush noticed putting damage onto Shigetsu again, and the slow down his farm a little bit. He's only 4 behind the Terrorblade, but he is having to commit with the Earthshocks, to try and find those last hits, to try and just get himself in, out, and possibly shaking it all about there as well.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen Shigetsu get a Battle Fury at a later timing than 14 minutes, so I'm curious to see if this is the game where he truly gets shut down.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it. Yeah, he's got it queued up, so he is looking towards that. But there is going to be a 3-hero rotation here. Centaur in the trees. There's going to be the silence coming out from the silencer. But again, Centaur just going to be able to get himself away with a stampede. So, Arcane Curse not going to be... I mean, it was a little bit effective at just delaying that jump in and behind the trees. And yeah, they weren't able to find a gank. Comes out noticed after using the Stampede to get themselves away. And now the 3-man smoke coming through from the side of Puckchamp. What is he going to be able to find here? 2 supports as well as the Kunkka rotation. Might be able to get themselves on top of the Tiny. Tiny. Is he moving himself out? He throws out the Avalanche, but it only stops the Kunkka. No X-Max spot though to drag him back. They do get the vision here with the ward, but no follow-up. And this just leaves Shigetsu on the top lane. Out in no man's land. He was trying to farm out that neutral stack. But you can see that the Centaur moves over, even the Fader Bolt comes through from the Rubik, and it just puts him in a little bit of an awkward position here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Centaur can just jump in, go for a stomp with very little commitment, just deal some good damage. Because he has the hood, so the double edge barely damages him at all. And as an Ursa, you really don't want to use your ulti like that.
Yeah, so... Noticed, how's he looking here? Like I say, yeah, he did go for the hood and not the... I thought he might have gone for the Vanguard, but like you say, no way to actually block the extra damage that comes out from the Ursa. So the hood just offering him a little bit of protection coming through from the magic side. But if we look at the net worth, Terrorblade, Krilliat, 4.8, he's top of the net worth. He's not really being shut down. Do you want to see some rotations against the Terrorblade here if you're on the side of Puckchamp?
If they can find him, that would be nice, but I don't really think it's necessary. Because I don't see this Terrorblade as being a huge late-game threat in this game, just because of the heroes that he's facing. Yeah. And we can see these huge stacks coming up as well. So the moment that Ursa decides to take them, or Kunkka for that matter, it's just gonna swing in the completely opposite direction.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one way to really accelerate the Ursa ahead once he gets that Battle Fury. Give him an Empower Charge there as well and just let him go to town. Meanwhile, it looks like Young G's pretty happy just forcing in this mid lane.
Like you said, just the Empower could be enough to take the stacks if he wants them.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be the rotation through now as well. The RP, the jump in. That's going to be the reveal on the Blink Dagger now as well. With that skewer back, do they want to do the damage onto the Tiny? Trying to move himself back. He is a big tanky boy with the X marks the spot, the bow, the control with the skewer, everything, even the sharpshooter, just to finish it off. And they do secure the kill onto the Tiny. Oh, they've got chase down. Notice going to get himself away. He's going to use the Hoof Stomp.
There we go. Ulti committed by the Ursa just to stop some damage. But he's feeling pretty safe now that Tiny is dead. And we spoke about it before, but Treant can't really go for pickoffs, so Ursa's gonna feel pretty safe to farm.
Okay, well, Young G, he does have the Empower Charge on him, so he's going to move himself in on these stacks, it looks like. Going to be the early BKB for him as well, so no armlet. What is it that the Kunkka in this game, what is it that he wants to build into after the BKB? Would you go for something like the Silver Edge, do you think, here? Or, is there anything that he wants to build into?
I think the Silver Edge is pretty nice in general. At some point, he's definitely going to want to build an AC.
Yeah.
And he may want to build a Heaven's Halberd as well, depending on if they want to hit some mid-game timing or if they're comfortable taking it later. He could even build the Aghanims. I think it's a good item in this game, but probably not as a second or third item.
Yeah, okay. We'll see. I mean, notice he's putting a lot of pressure here. He's even just splitting the wave with behind that tier 1 tower, just being able to take the creeps. And yeah, it looks like Kunkka, he cleans all of those stacks up, got himself the 2 items now, so he is going to be getting very close to that BKB. And maybe looking for, I mean, he's going to be helping push down. Is that? No, he's in the jungle. He's just looking for the stacks, it looks like. So it is only going to be the Magnus here putting pressure onto the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. Meanwhile, noticed with Squadix, They do take that tier 1 tower. How important is this tier 1 tower in the top lane? Or is it not really that important because Shigetsu can just move himself into the jungle?
Yeah, I think it's not super relevant this game, because VP doesn't have a lot of pick-off potential on their lineup. So opening the jungle is not super important. Ooh, nice overgrowth.
Yeah, the overgrowth is going to come through. The global stance as well. I don't think the boat actually hit onto anything, but it looks like Youngji, he's going to be the target of 2 or 3 heroes now as well. The avalanche into the stomp comes through, and now there's going to be the toss. They look like they're going to be able to take down the Kunkka. Yeah, Kunkka a little bit too short there before that BKB, and just gets caught out, controlled, and cleaned up.
Yeah, very nice kill there on the Kunkka. I wasn't expecting Trion to run in for a 3-man overgrowth, but there we go. And even the global wasn't enough to save Youngji there. Really nice kill right before the BKB.
Yeah, because it felt like the global was going, oh, Huffstone comes out. I think about to take down the Silencer. Silencer goes down. Avalanche finishes the job and buries him. But yeah, it felt like the global came out as everyone was TPing in. You know, not as the fight was going. So the Kunkka wasn't able to get himself away. But really heads up play from Dakalis just to go for the overgrowth as the TPs were coming in.
Oh, and there we have it. Once again, a Battle Fury at the 14-minute mark. Doesn't matter how hard he gets shut down, how much he struggles in lane. It's always at the 14-minute mark.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting the value. And if you want the value, guys, you can click the banner below the stream, get yourself a free $15 bet for new customers, and predict potentially the outcome of this game, as smoke is going to be coming through here from VP. Who are they going to be able to find? Where are the wards as well? It doesn't look like VP have a whole lot of vision. They do have that one cliff ward towards the Radiant Triangle. But apart from that, there's not a lot of vision showing the map here for the side of VP.
Yeah, let's see what they can find here. They don't really have a great lineup for Roche, especially with the meta being down. So that's not an option for them either.
Yeah, and, well, there's going to be the smoke does break Squadix. Does he want to go? He has that blink dagger. They might try and get a little bit of vision pushing onto the tier 1 with illusions. Xmas comes out from Youngji. They are going to be able to get themselves in there, though. Who have they got the toss back on? It looks like it's going to be onto the Hoodwink. Hoodwink, what can they do? Nothing, because it's going to be the 2-man RP. Drive back underneath the tower now as well, but will be flying through. Sayush, does he get himself away from this? He might still go down. He stole the skewer. Xmas' spot comes out, though, and the Rubik will fall. Okay, so they trade 1 for 1 at least, but it cost an RP. It cost a good couple of spells. And they only do get the Rubik out of that, but it was the initiation coming out from VP. So they potentially not as happy about that engagement as Puckchamp.
I feel like the Tiny is just going to be very happy that he escaped there. That could have gone very wrong for him.
Yeah, no, like you say, it is going to be the AC for the Kunkka as well. Second item, it looks like BKB now complete here for Youngji. So that's going to offer him a little bit more in these fights. You know, he's not going to be controlled as often. And what can they do? I mean, 4 heroes stacking up around this tier 1 tower. Fadebolt does fly through. Noticed is close as well. But it looks like the protection's just going to be here from Puckchamp.
Yeah, VP isn't really ready to fight, or are they?
Jump in, stomp. A lot of damage comes out on Youngji. He's forced to pop that BKB straight away, but the damage coming through from Krilliat onto him just from the right clicks here from the Metamorphosis. And yeah, Youngji can't fight. That was a super defensive BKB, just having to run away from the damage there and the fight.
Yeah, that was really scary, but the tower survives. And VP has a Treant, so they're not gonna deny it. They're gonna see if they can heal it back to full.
True, yeah. And they do get that tower in the mid lane on the die side there as well, so good wins. Yeah, it was 1,500 ahead, the Towerblade ahead of the Ursa here. The Ursa will have the chance to catch up with this Battle Fury, but for now, it looks like VP in a very comfortable position, even if the net worth not directly reflecting that there on the top of the bar.
And Centaur is actually going for Yules. So that's a nice answer to the Silence, the Ursa, and X marks the spot torrent/boat combo. So it's a very weird item to buy on a Centaur, but I actually don't mind it this game.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. If it works, don't knock it. I was just about to ask you, would you have preferred it maybe on the Rubik? But I think the Rubik still wants that blink tag. You know, he wants a little bit of extra control coming out from that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, they're going to be able to get the jump, the drag back now as well. Can he get himself away here? Dakalis not with that bushwhack. Again, betrayed by one of his own and tied to him. But Shigetsu, yeah, like you say, he wants to get himself into the pit. He's going to be going towards his BKB here as well. Has the gold here for the Ogre Axe if he wants to take it out, but he's going to be able to get, if he gets himself that Aegis, should put himself in a comfortable position to complete it.
VP knows this is happening, but they just can't contest it. They used the meta earlier, so that's not gonna be up. And none of the other heroes are in position, so really heads up play by Puckchamp. They get the Roche, and they get 5 minutes of free gameplay for Shigetsu.
Yeah, and what then does he want to do? I mean, Notice has to blink himself away, but is this pure just protection in case he gets like a smoke gank farm, or do you think Puckchamp actually want to be looking for a fight sometime soon?
I think they're just gonna keep farming on Shigetsu and then maybe go for 1 or 2 smokes to see if they can find some pickoffs. I don't think they necessarily want to go for a big team fight just yet. They're not gonna force any tower pushes, I would expect, or at least not tier 2s. But who knows? They can find someone here.
Oh, Shigetsu, they actually do find Squadix there as well. Great jump into the trees. The Bushwhack comes out. And yeah, Malik just jumped himself in, blinked himself out, cleared himself. Oh, in fact, Sarish might go down now as well. Youngji forced to pop that BKB. He's going to be dancing up and down the stairs. Does he get the deny as well to the neutrals? X marks the spot, comes out. Fade ball into the torrent. And Youngji does still pick it up.
It's a nice kill there. There was a BKB charge used, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, earlier on, you know, there's no real risk of a team fight breaking out. If you stay on your side of the map anyway, you know, you don't really run the risk of being caught out and ganked close to one of your towers. So maybe that's what he was thinking, that he just wanted to secure that kill. And Terrorblade now going for the Skadi before the BKB. Is that then the go time for Krilliat, do you think, to group up with the rest of his team once that BKB comes out?
Yeah, I think so. And it is the BKB third item as expected. But I feel like at that point Shigetsu is already gonna have Blink Basher, so it's still gonna be scary. It's just gonna keep being scary.
Yeah, true. Ursa, yeah, he wants that Blink Dagger next. 3 minutes left on the Aegis here as well. And guys, don't forget you can click the banner below at the bottom of the stream here to get yourself a free $15 bet for new customers, as the smoke does come out from Puckchamp. So who are they going to be able to find here? Behind that tier 2 tower, that is the Tiny. That is the Rubik. Centaur that was there as well. The smoke goes. No. Okay, Malik doesn't get anyone back in the skewer.
Malik has to be really careful about the way he uses his spells. Because we spoke about it briefly, but Rubik is always so scary. Because not only can he steal the RP, but also his lift is instant. So if you go for his skewer back, there is a chance you just get lifted.
Yeah. And yeah, so is that... I suppose there's a decent amount of targets to try and catch out on VP, like you say, because you've got the Rubik with the instant lift. Avatar's coming out from the Tiny though as well. The Stomp, you know, there is, like you were saying in the draft, a lot of control coming out from the side of VP. But I think he has just picked up his Guardian's Greaves. So that gives him a little bit more survivability. You know, he's going to get something out of that. But would you expect then Malik to go back for a BKB now that he's completed the Guardian's Greaves?
I think so, yeah. I feel like it's just the best item you can get.
Yeah.
At some point he's probably gonna want something like a 4-staff and then maybe a refresher, but as a single item to buy right now to become stronger, BKB is definitely the choice.
Yeah. And yeah, so maybe that is what he wants to go for sometime soon. As Krilliat, he's getting close to that Skadi. He's only about 200 gold away from completing here. Squadix got himself the Echo Saber after the blink, so again, some extra aggression that might come out. Shigetsu, 1 minute and 20 left on this Aegis. What do you do with this Aegis now? It is... Because, I mean, Puckchamp are grouping up, so they might try and get something out of this here. Ursa, has he got the blink's flying in on the courier now as well, so he's going to get the wand and the blink dagger. So this might be some perfect timing to get aggressive here if you're the side of Puckchamp.
If they can find another kill, that would be nice. This is the perfect time to fight. They know TB is in the trees there.
They're going to catch him as well. Are they going to be able to get on top of him? The Centaur Stampede comes through, but the RP will be used. Global Silence now as well, but everybody on the side of VP looks like they're going to try and TP in, try and keep Krilliat alive. And I think the courier from Shigetsu got taken down. So now what can they do? Shigetsu's going to try and pop that ult, keep himself alive now as well. 30 seconds left on this Aegis, but you can see that Terrorblade, he's just taking him down. Now the X marks the spot into the boat, but the boat was stolen. Turned back around. The Ursa will be controlled up with the stolen boat now as well. Gets that Aegis pop, but what can they do? You can see Malik at the back line is going to be taking a lot of harass. Do they get the jump in? The Sunder comes through. It gets Krilliat back to full health, but it is going to be the cost of the Centaur now as well. Centaur using that Yules. Does he keep himself alive through this? Shigetsu's going to be chased down, but the right clicks, and you can see Krilliat just absolutely cleaning up in this game, 6-9 coming through, and that was a great turnaround there from VP. Everybody responding from the aggression coming out from Puckchamp, and Krillia with the perfect timings on the Sunder as well. Even the Centaur with the Ulsap to keep himself away from the aggression of the Ursa. Everybody survives from VP.
My god, that was so awkward. They got the RP there, but there was a tree in the way, so the Ursa couldn't hit at all during that fight. Just look at this, he gets the RP and then Ursa's running and running and running, and then the RP is over and he gets used. He didn't get a single hit in.
Yeah, and you can see as soon as like the bushwhack as well onto the illusion. So the torrent comes out, they try and grab the real Terrorblade there with the book, and it's immediately stolen by the Rubik. They turn it around on the fight, get the control on Shigetsu. He just didn't have a way to deal with that. Didn't want to pop his BKB before the Aegis pops. But as soon as he comes back live, you can see the Sunder as well to keep him live. The illusion's doing damage. Pops the BKB, but the physical damage coming through from the Terrorblade is just way too much.
I feel like if he popped his BKB during the first life to avoid the Rubik's boat, they could have had a chance of killing the TB. But it was a difficult call to make, especially because the TB probably had the rum debuff, the rum buff as well.
Yeah.
So just a really awkward fight. I feel like if they get an RP on a hero where they can actually hit, they're still gonna be favored in these fights.
Yeah, and let's see, Ursa, he wants that Basher to come through as well. But just looking, at the minute, the momentum is shifted in VP's favor. You can see that Squadix on the top with Noticed as well as the Rubik just pushing in this top lane, just trying to put a little bit of pressure. 4 heroes around here, and the Terrorblade not too far off as well if a fight breaks out, just to maybe try and get something back on Puckchamp.
It does worry me a bit for VP that their Tiny is so low in terms of net worth.
Yeah.
I don't think the TB would be able to carry this solo. You also want to have a Daedalus and an Aghanim Scepter on the Tiny, so he can at least kill supports.
Yeah, true. But then Noticed is having a decent time. I suppose he's tying towards a Malik as well. But yeah, the Centaur's not having an awful time at the minute. Shigetsu, he's super close to that Basher. He's what, about 200 gold away.
I wonder if I was gonna say if Centaur is gonna go for Aghanims, but the Aghanims is no longer good. It's now the little shit card.
What did they change on it?
It used to be the Stampede giving damage reduction. Now it's the meme thing.
Oh yeah. The that stupid cart thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, you probably forgot because no one ever built it aside from like in the first day.
Yeah, it was being picked up in like as soon as the patch dropped, it was being picked up in pubs for like memes and jokes to see what it does, but it's not great. It really is not great.
So 4 staff now on the center. More 4 staff's always good against Ursa.
Yeah, I think that Sayashu's building towards one there as well. So there's going to be a 4-man smoke coming out from the side of VP. Who are they going to be able to catch with this? The rotation. They want to be going into... I think they've just seen Shigetsu on that creep wave as well. So 4-hero rotation. Oh, they're going to be coming right up. Yeah, Shigetsu is going to be the one that they engage on now as well. Global Silence will be used. Do they have the damage to take the Ursa down though? Global Silence might be wearing off. They might be able to get the kill onto the Centaur as well. And it looks like the chase is on now with the Stampede. Shigetsu with the RP. It stops it. No, they still take down Shigetsu. Where's the damage going to come from now that Shigetsu's down? It's going to be Malik that goes down next. And VP, well, this is a absolute 180 from that last game. They look absolutely like the synergy from VP just on point here at the minute.
And guess what Rubik stole?
What did he steal?
He got the RP. He just hasn't used it yet.
Okay. Gnosis gives himself the self-teasy, maybe just to try and see if there was any wards on top of that cliff. And Terrorblade just continues to push out. He's got that BKB, the Skadi, Dragonlance as well as the Manstell going towards... I don't think it's going to be 2 butterflies, but I've been proven wrong before.
It could be. Ursa is still quite far away from an MKB, so it's probably still bad. But I like the idea.
It's the thought that counts. Yeah, and you can see Torrent doesn't actually connect to anyone here. Paladin Sword gets dropped by Youngji as well. Is that something you want to give over to the Ursa for that extra survival. Yeah, it looks like it is. Roche is back up as well.
Ooh, that's gonna be a big point of contention, especially with the Rubik RP. I wonder if Puckchamp knows this. They should know.
Maybe. There is going to be the jump in. Squad he gets the toss back. They're going to be able to get the kill into Shigetsu again. The damage is just going to be there. He tries to pop the BKB, but one more right click. Can he get himself away from this? The BKB is keeping him alive for now. The RP is just get thrown out, and that's going to be the Rubik RP, so it does get the lockdown onto the Ursa. The Ursa gets killed off. 53 seconds, no buyback, and now skewer back onto the Tiny. But Tiny do have the damage. The overgrowth comes through. They might be able to take down Young G as well. They put him in the mosh pit. 3 heroes just bouncing him around the right clicks to get 2 kills here. And Puckchamp not looking so great for them. They lose 3. And even a lot of damage coming through onto the silencer. And this is going to be a reverse Roshan. Krilliat just says, okay, we're super comfortable. You know, no buyback on the Ursa. They might not know that, but they just walk themselves into the Roche pit and say, okay, Puckchamp, now it's your turn to contest.
I truly have no idea why they would run into Roche like that. Even if they didn't get tossed back, you know VP is there, you know they have all their abilities, you know there is a stolen RP. It's just such a big risk. Last time they took it because they knew that VP wasn't close, but now it feels like they're panicking a little bit.
Yeah, and it is just going to be an uncontested Roche. Like, the silencer Ursa has only just respawned, so Roche is going to be going the way of VP. And who took the shard? Oh, yeah, that was the second Roche, yeah, so...
Tiny, apparently.
Tiny. Okay.
Is that the best shard? I would have probably given it to the Treant or the Rubik.
Yeah. And they're going to be able to get the dive in again. Malik, can he get himself out? Telekinesis does come through. Do they have the damage to take him down? Gets the skewer away.
So now I am officially a little bit worried for a Puckchamp. Is that 10k behind, the Terrorblade has an Aegis, which in itself is not a problem. But it just means that they can't pressure for another 4 minutes. And I feel like they want to keep pressuring.
Well, the Yule Scepter comes out as well. Shigetsu, he might try and turn this one around. Has that BKB if he needs it. The Bash is out now as well for Shigetsu. Stampede going to be his Global Stance. Comes out. Shigetsu pops that BKB. But again, the physical damage coming through from Krilliat. And Krilliat's just going to try and chase him down. Glimmer Cape trying to keep him alive. There's going to be the Nurse Shock to close a little bit of distance towards away from the side of VP. But VP, they still get the kill onto the silencer. And this lineup coming through from VP, like I say, that last game, maybe just a bit of a blip on the radar here because VP looks super strong coming into the second game, and they're going to be able to put pressure now onto this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, Meta still has a third of the duration left, so this tier 2 should fall. I'm not sure if they want to go for tier 3s. We'll see.
Can put, some pressure onto it. They don't have to overcommit because they are the ones with the Treant Protector here. Squadix gets the kill onto Malik as well. Do they want to carry on going here? Saush, maybe able to get the telekinesis off. The drag back, they take down the squirrel. And now they can carry on going. They've got themselves a catapult creep as well. So this might be a tier 3 tower. 2 heroes dead. Do Puckchamp want to use any buybacks? It is going to be the Hoodwink that buys back here. Maybe not Malik just yet. Cool, yeah. Arcane Curse as well as the last word coming through onto him. He's just going to try and back himself away. But the tower does still go down. The catapult picks it up. And VP can just back themselves away after a really good objective.
And the butterfly is up now as well. Oof.
Do you, if you are Shigetsu on this Ursa, is this going to be, do you just have to go into the MKB?
Oh, for sure. There is no doubt about it. You are the only hero who can kill the Terrorblade. So missing 1/3 of your attacks is pretty important.
Yeah. Okay. And we'll see how far away from that he actually is. I mean, again, this Aegis still 2 minutes and 20 seconds before it does get reclaimed here. Yeah. Shigetsu, he's already got it queued up. He's got himself 2.5k gold as well. So he's got a decent amount of investment if he wants to buy up any of the items. But I guess that's just, you have to sell your wand, right?
Mm-hmm. I was surprised that he finished it at like 25 minutes, but hey.
And how's Daniel looking as well? He wants to go towards a Lotus, which could be beneficial here. Centaur got a Lotus of his own. And yeah, Terrorblade, the net worth, look at that 5k ahead of the Ursa. Treant even got himself a 4-staff, so there's that extra chitin ability. Tiny, like you say, going towards the It's just going to be the Chrysalis. I don't think he's got nothing on the Courier, doesn't see, but it's going to be the Chrysalis into the AC here for the Tiny.
Yeah, interesting. You see most Tinies go for the Aghanims, but I guess he just wants to support his TB a bit more.
Yeah.
Ooh, pings onto Shigetsu.
Oh, this isn't good. Santa taken down in 2. Is that it is. It's going to be the BKB TP away. So now you know the BKB is down for Shigetsu as well. You've taken a tier 3 tower in the mid lane. Is this where VP maybe try and force something out?
They do have meta again, I believe. So they can definitely try, but it's so scary going high ground against RP.
Well, there's going to be the skewer back here from Malik, trying to get himself out of danger. The boat does fly through. Xmas is spot once again. The drag back. But do they have the damage? There's going to be a sharpshooter coming through again from the Hoodwink.
Puckchamp does defend. They don't lose their Magnus. But it looks like VP do want to push their advantage.
Yeah. And they aren't slowing down. Aegis goes down in the next 18 seconds. But what can they get out of this? I mean, they might find the perfect timing. It looks like it is just going to tick as the side of VP back themselves away. But yeah, Shigetsu, what's he bought up? He bought up the Demon Edge. So what's that? About 1,200 gold with the gold that he's got from being able to complete up onto the MKB.
And with the MKB, if they get a good RP, I still think they can kill the TB.
Yeah, I mean, he's going towards the Satanic, but he's going to be a long way away from being able to finish that up. And yeah, like you say, if they can get the lockdown, and Shigetsu isn't interrupted, they should be able to do a lot of damage over to Krilliat. But Krilliat at the minute, he's what? He's top of the net worth. He's not really looking all too killable unless the perfect circumstances come off here for Puckchamp. Malik, he's going to be seen. Your Scepter comes out from notice. Where's that follow-up going to come from now as well? It looks like the Sharpshooter. I think he'll be able to do the damage. In fact, Krilliat, he steps in front of the Rubik. And now the Rubik going to be able to steal off the Sharpshooter of his own. Oh, the damage, is it going to be off? They do. They get the kill onto Malik. Malik's down. He used the RP for that there too.
At least he didn't get it stolen this time. This is already an improvement.
Yeah. And I mean, it's 100 seconds down though. That's a massive window for the side of VP.
And I do think they still have the meta. So this is definitely go time for VP.
Yeah, 20 seconds before he's back up anyway. Terrorblade, again, has the Butterfly coming out. He has that Hurricane Pike as well as the Mantis Style BKB. So a lot of protection being offered from the Terrorblade. 85% win rate chance here for the side of VP.
Yeah, I think that's fair. If they want to, they can even just wait another minute and just go for Roche. They have full map control.
And yeah, let's see. I mean, VP... the Rubik stole a Sharpshooter as well, which is going to be a really nice setup with the Telekinesis. You know, you can get that Telekinesis out, you set up. It's not going to be a full Sharpshooter, but you keep them in place long enough to do the damage you get. Is the break useful at all?
Yeah, not really.
No, yeah, maybe you take away the Fury Swipes from the Ursa, but that's about it.
Youngji, considering both Hex and Aghanims, I think both are very good.
Till the end as well. Last game, I think he had 8 stolen intelligence in the first 10 minutes or so. Now he's not even broken 8. You know, he's still on 6, 37 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it feels bad. Shigetsu now has his MKB though, and his shard as well. So he's definitely ready to fight again.
Yep. Wants to finish off that Abyssal, which will be nice. You know, it takes a little bit of kiting out of it. Okay, so what can they do here? 17k net worth lead, 16 to 9 kills in favor of VP. It looks like Puckchamp might be putting pressure onto the tier 2, but are not overcommitting. RP is back up here as well. Okay. But again, Rubik has been on point with everything he stole, so that is going to be one of the targets that Puckchamp, I mean, there's just so many targets that Puckchamp just have to try and deal with that just interrupt these fights. The Yule Scepters and the Stomps and the Stampede coming out from the Centaur. You know, the Avatars, in fact, they might be able to get themselves a silencer here for free. And it looks like he's just going to be taken down. The Sharpshooter comes in from the Rubik to do the damage. And Kryliat secures the kill.
Yeah, and he has satanic money now if he wants to buy it. And he is gonna buy it, so he's probably gonna get rid of his boots. And really become the true raid boss.
I was going to say he's really not under a lot of pressure, so there's not, you know, if he does buy out, the risk of going down here.
No,
she gets on the back line. Stampede's going to be used. Does he get himself out of this now as well? The damage, the toss comes up. Telekinesis is going to be there now as well. Shigetsu going to be controlled. They get the kill onto Malik now as well, so there's not going to be an RP. The damage, he's just going to be forced after around. They get the kill. He's dead. 80 seconds. No Ursa here. No Magnus for the next 43. This could be another lane of, it could be a lane of racks.
Yeah, and Ursa doesn't have buyback. I don't think VP knows, but they could just go throne.
Yeah, and maybe once they see these racks not being brought back to defend, do they maybe just step up? They might just go for this tier 3 tower on the top lane, but potentially here, 50 seconds before the Ursa's back, could be a second lane, and then they could just move on to the tier 4s if they wanted to. Sausch hanging back. He's got Decalis backing up as well here, Kryliat, and he's just using his illusions to put the damage out onto the tower. Meanwhile, Yule Scepter from the Centaur. He's going to be caught in the bushwhack. Do they have the damage to take him down? There's going to be the break onto the Centaur. The Centaur, though, with the 4-staff away. Looks like he's going to be fine, and that is going to be another lane of racks coming away here for VP. And still 30 seconds before the Ursa's back up.
Yeah, so much restraint being shown by VP here. They're just going to go back to the Roche. They're not taking any risks.
Yeah, the big man is back up, so they're going to be able to secure themselves another Aegis here. And Kryliat moving in. At this point, what does he swap out? The Hurricane Pike, maybe?
Probably the BKB, because he doesn't need it for the first life.
True, yeah, true. There's going to be a smoke rotation coming out from the side of Puckchamp, but it's going to be way too late. Just look at this. Oh, so it's been and gone. He's fallen. He's down.
Could still try to go for a fight, but at this point, it's already a bit too late. The damage has been done.
Yeah, let's see what they can do here with this as well. 5 minutes, fresh Aegis, and 2 lanes of racks, 1.5 lanes of racks. But what can Puckchamp do to stand up against this VP side?
They just need that miracle RP.
Well, let's see. They've swapped sides of the map just to take the pressure off the mid lane. The illusions coming out from Kryliat, still pushing this in though on the top lane, so they might be able to get that range rack secured here as well. No fight breaking out. Noticed. He's just hanging back. He wants to be going towards. I think he had an. Was that an Eon disc queued up?
I didn't quite see. Kryliat has his meta, but they're still just chilling on the high ground.
Yeah.
They're just playing it so slow, so methodically.
And yeah, I mean, Kryliat doesn't have to risk anything here as well. Again, he can just hang back, wait for the rest of his team to engage, because Puckchamp are 100% on the back foot. So it is up to Puckchamp to make something happen here. And if not, VP, they've just got a stranglehold on this map.
Wait, Noticed actually didn't max his return. He put a lot of points into stats.
Huh. Okay. I suppose it adds to the survivability, I guess?
Yeah, he just wants to be tanky. He's like, I'm not gonna get hit too often. Might as well just get tankier.
Young G, what's he got? He's got that Aghanim Scepter, he's got the Silver Edge as well as the AC. But it just depends whether he actually gets to use that effectively.
It is very nice against all of the TB illusions, because obviously they cannot buy BKB.
Yes. Squad X now. He's still only got the Crystallis, but he looks like he wants to go back for the Ags of his own. And Ursa, what's he looking at? He's still building towards the Abyssal, but I think the buybacks are way more important here, right? On the side of Puckchamp.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Especially for an Ursa who's not super cooldown dependent.
And let's see what they can do. Still got the pressure coming out from Kryliat. even the illusion just being used to get a deal off, and then the telekinesis comes out, so it can be effective as pushing. Now that's what I call utility usage.
I think one TB illusion can beat this. Ooh.
Oh, they're going to be able to jump in. They immediately take out the Hoodwink now as well. The buyback comes out from the Hoodwink. BKB here from SquadX. What can they do onto this? Do they have an RP drag back? They are going to be able to get themselves away. Global Silence comes out now as well. They take down the Rubik. They take down the Centaur. Immediate buyback from the Rubik. But they've got the damage. They take down the Train now as well. The chase is on Krillia. Can he get himself away? He's keeping that Sunder. The buyback comes through from everybody on the side of VP. So now the ultimates are down. What can Puckchamp do? Now that these big spells have been used, how can they defend until the end getting low? Uses that Glimmer Cape, trying to keep himself alive, but he comes too close. He might be taken down here by the illusions from the Terror Blade. Side jump. Was the Bushwhack? Do they have enough damage? It's going to be a really nice... no, the Manta comes out. He dodges away from the Bushwhack. The damage, though, they pop the Aegis. Shigetsu gets that, but the telekinesis will be there. Ursa, the dive in. There's going to be another Stampede coming through. Do they have enough damage? Do they have the lockdown to take him down here now as well? With this, it looks like there's going to be a Yule Scepter again onto the Ursa. Do they have the control? The Bushwhack, he pops his BKB. He might be able to get the counter SquadX, though. SquadX, Sunder comes out and Krillet trying to keep him alive. He's going to try and regen as well with that satanic damage, and they might be able to take Shigetsu down. Shigetsu will go down, but he's going to buy back now as well, and that's going to be the death of the Tiny. The Tiny already gets that buyback, get himself right back into this fight as the boat gets thrown out now as well, but no drag back, so the boat won't land on the Terrorblade and SquadX. He's going to be able to get himself in there. He takes down the Silencer, and they're going to be able to carry on going here now as well. Still a full side. It's going to be a 5 versus 5, but Youngji, he has to go back. He has to heal up, and it looks like this time VP, after all those buybacks forced out, just going to back themselves away.
So we had 8 buybacks in that fight. But everyone survived, right? Now?
Yes. It was only Krilliat that didn't buy back on the side of VP, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just Krillat and Youngji not buying back. Everyone else bought back. I feel like that favors Puckchamp, right?
Yeah. Can they? What can they do with this? Because I mean, Roche isn't going to be up for a long while. They've lost 2 lanes of racks. Do they just maybe look for a smoke out and try and force a couple of kills? Do you think?
I think what they can do with this is to survive for another few minutes guaranteed, which is quite nice. I don't think they can really make aggressive moves yet, because they're just so incredibly reliant on the RP. And finally it is up again. So now they could try to do something, but ideally you want to push out the lanes a bit first.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see how they try and deal with this. Like you say, I mean, they've got a decent amount of push with the Empower, you know, the Battle Fury as well on the Ursa, the Cleave coming through from Young G. So it's not like last game where VP just had literally no pushback potential here. But yeah, no, VP. So, I mean, Krilliat still has that buyback. Would you not want, if you're VP, are you just waiting for that next Roche to come up?
Yeah, I think so. The last fight showed that PC are down but not out.
They didn't have the reveal, and it looks like the Train might be able to get himself away. The Torrent on the higher ground, it doesn't connect. X marks the spot. There's going to be the Global Silence now as well. But the Global for what here? Backlines, boat flies through, doesn't connect onto anything. The RP drag back, though, they've got the Rubik. Do they have enough damage to take him down? They might be able to. They will be able to get the kill. It is going to cost them the lives of Malik now as well. Shigetsu trying to do the damage onto Krilliat. Krilliat, he has that Sunder if he needs it, but the BKB, can he take down the Tiny? The Tiny taking a lot of damage. That is going to be the death of the Tiny. But you can see Shigetsu's just being slowed down here with the Skadi damage. He's going to be forced after away by the rest of his team, but it might cost him a Hoodwink now as well, and Hoodwink, one more right click, he will go down, and a godlike spree coming out for Krilliat.
So they trade 2 for 2, but the RP was used, so I'm not sure how Puckchamp can try to defend now.
And it might not be obvious. Okay, Shigetsu's going to be able to get the Earthshock over the cliff and far away. Where, never mind, Kunkka Youngji does go down, he has that buyback, but the tier 4s are gone. The creeps are pushing onto the Ancient. VP, if they have the confidence, they might just be able to force this one out here and now.
They don't have meta for long, though.
It is just about to wear off now as well. The Lotus comes out, the Force Staff away from the boat as well. So he isn't going to be dragged back. He isn't going to connect with the boat as the fleet flies through, but it's not going to be enough.
Game is still going, but Puckchamp have their backs against the wall.
Yeah, and look at what Kunkka's got queued up.
Yeah, makes sense. He already has the crit. He's tanky enough. Go get that damage now.
Yeah, it is looking like it is Butch and Sundance time here for the side of Puckchamp. You know, they're at that last chance saloon, and the last shots are being poured. So even Ursa's got Rapier queued up here as well. And this is, I mean, they found we saw the defense on that bottom lane, where they forced out a lot of buybacks. It cost them a lot of buybacks, but they forced them out there as well, and they were the first ones to take a couple of kills. So if they can take a good couple of kills without losing themselves, there's no reason that they may be forced down a mid lane, take a rush, which is only 26 seconds away. The big man not too far out here, and Puckchamp. I'm not saying, you know, the fat lady's warming up. She's got those. She's doing her lip rolls, you know, but she's not quite singing just yet. As Youngji does get that rapier picked up.
And the buybacks are gonna come back for most heroes in around 3 minutes. So we could have another really big fight.
Yeah, oh, the Stampede now. It's going to be the Sharpshooter coming out. They take down the Hoodwink. Hoodwink gone for a minute. That's not great. If you're Puckchamp, that is not what you wanted to see, okay? Maybe forces out the Stampede. But, yeah, that wasn't great.
Ooh, he sells his Battle Fury, buys the Rapier. It's now or never for Puckchamp.
Okay.
Probably
well,
never, because Roche is already dead.
Yeah, but look how quickly this is being taken down here, and Puckchamp just have no way into this, because if they leave the base for too long, those the super creeps are going to push in, and the Ancient is exposed.
Grillat with another Aegis. And now Refresher on the Centaur as well, so everyone's gonna be speedy for a long time.
Yeah, and like you say, Krillia, he's got 4 minutes on that. The Satanic's there. The damage coming through as a hero when he pops the Metamorphosis as a ranged hero, gets that extra damage there as well. It's so hard for the Ursa to get on top of him and burst him down. Potentially with a Rapier now, there is going to be a little bit more burst, but I don't know. I'm not huffing the hopium here, you know, and thinking that, yeah, Puckchamp with the two Rapiers, it's all in the bag. It's very, for me, still in favor of VP. 37k net worth lead, 27 to 15 in kills, 50 minutes in. The game doesn't feel like it's been going that long, but yeah, VP solidly in control at the minute.
Yeah, and
So
there we go. TB flips meta. This is it. Time to go.
the Bushwhack comes out now as well. A little bit of control. Yulescepter going to be there, so there's not going to be an RP drag back. The Global Silence does come through. But what damage the right clicks from Shigetsu now as well. Grilliat with the Force Staff. They might be able to get him down. No, they don't. They don't burst him in time. Now the BKB, but Squadix again. The right clicks coming through from Shigetsu. They're going to be able to take him down once. This is going to be a dead Terrorblade. Can they do it again as the BKB? Young G going to be wearing off. He just has to move himself away. Does get the Torrent Storm out. And everybody on the side of Puckchamp looking to get themselves back and reset, it looks like.
Yeah, so now there is no meta for 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
VP can't really push now, and they lost the Aegis, so Puckchamp's gotta be happy with that one. They just had to commit a few BKBs.
Yeah, that is, like I said, the big thing that they do have to spend the resources there as well. They weren't able to get that off that RP because there was a clutch heals coming in from the Centaur as Malik jumped in to try and get the drag back onto the Terrorblade. So the RP is still available. 94 to 6 though. It's not looking good here for Puckchamp.
It's almost buyback time though. They're all getting up again.
Yeah, that is true. Trent has his back, Rubik has his back, so only, within the next 30 seconds or so, apart from Young G, and Centaur that doesn't have the gold, but that's easily rectified.
I feel like if VP want, they can just suicide for the racks because Glyph is down. But at this stage of the game, you don't want to suicide for anything.
It's only at ranged racks, I think. It is only the ranged rack that sits between VP and Megas, and if they could just throw the Terrorblade illusions at that to maybe try and clean that one up, because it's not going to have the regen either. The smoke does break. Shigetsu going to be spotted out by the Terrorblade illusion.
It is actually the melee Rex, I believe.
Oh, is it?
So that's gonna help with Puckchamp's defense.
Oh, it is.
But yeah, this game is just going on and on. And VP doesn't want to take any risks. Every single time they don't completely stomp a fight, they're like, we'll wait for the next one.
What does... Terrorblade, Krilliat here, he's got a Daedalus queued up. He's still 6-slotted. I think he's 6-slotted without boots, though. Yeah, he is. He's 6-slotted without boots.
Even as the Moonshite.
Yeah.
He's 7-slotted.
Does he have... He has an Aghanim, so he's bought out the Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, because the Roche was a refresher on the last one. But we are on the 5th one. He might have actually got that Aghanim Shard now as well. And the racks, they are going to be taken down now. What can Puckchamp do? Because this is still looking like a massive win here for BP. They get everybody out. They pop Megas. And Puckchamp, they couldn't even try and go for the contest to try and stop that.
Yeah. It's a nice win for VP. I don't think it changes too much about the game, though, because Puckchamp was already sitting in base, defending.
True. Okay. Well, Puckchamp. Again, backs against the wall. How can Tiny's going to be going for the rapier here now as well? So potentially,
we need
we're
more.
going to see. Yeah. 3 rapiers in the game already. I don't think anyone else bought one here as the refresher actually comes out for the Terrorblade. So it's not going to be that dead list straight away. He throws out the butterfly into the backpack just to make sure he's got that refresher.
Yeah, at this stage, the butterfly doesn't do anything anymore because of the MKB on Ursa. But you don't want to sell it because then the Ursa can go for a different item as well.
Yeah. And you can see him as well. He's got that Axe queued up. He has the... What is he about? The Aghanim's upgrade is what? Is it 1,000 gold?
For
the recipe?
It's 1,200, but I'm not completely sure. It's in that vicinity.
Well, he has the gold for it now if he wants to buy out. His courier's dead though, so it would mean he'd have to walk to the secret shop. Which is a risky proposition in and of itself.
I think he probably wants to save buyback.
Yeah. Okay. Who doesn't have buyback? Just the Magnus on gold. So everybody has it available again.
I'm so ready for another 9 life fight. Oh, I can't even count. 18 life fights.
Yeah, and Young G, he wants that second rapier. He's queuing that up. Do you pick that up, or is that just going to be the reserve rapier, where you keep it in your backpack just in case you lose the first one?
I mean, the fact that he freed up a slot, I think answers your question.
Yeah, the skewer comes back. They're going to be able to find out. The train protects him now as well. The Abyssal Blade goes, but the Aeon Disc gets popped. He's going to be able to walk himself away from this. And they only used the Abyssal Blade. You know, there wasn't any ultimates. Yeah, the Sharpshooter was used, but that's a low cooldown. You know, and yeah, you can see the Conqueror as well. He's got the gold for it now if he can get himself off, but with the treant being shown, he's got to be super careful. Doesn't want to move himself around. Doesn't want to give up his courier there as well. So he is, for now, it looks like just keeping the gold.
He could fly the courier to the other side of the map, but even that's risky.
Yeah,
it's
true.
getting pinged out by the Ursa. He's like, bro, just send it to the enemy shop.
And
look at the path. It's gonna go the long, long way around because you don't want to send it over the cliff because you know that's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, and you don't want to be seen by any creeps in the lane or anything like that. Yeah, so it is gonna be going the long way around.
Oh, that's a lot of bounty gold.
Just stopped buying it for now.
It's in a spot that's sometimes worth it, so that's risky as well.
And you can see as well, I mean, Terrorblade, he has 8k net worth nearly. What at this point, what do you spend it on as a Terrorblade? Do you just start buying the rest of your team moonshots?
That's what you probably should do, and you should be buying wards and dusts and things like that, but carries never do, you know? They're just selfish players.
What do you think he is? Some sort of support?
Yeah, I know, right? You can literally give a carry like 100k net worth and they're still gonna farm jungle. I swear to God.
Well, yeah, because you can't, you know, you have to be seen to be doing things. You can't just... That curry's not moved as well. From up there. So it is fully... okay, just as I say that. Roche is back up now.
Right, that's a refresher and an Aghanims. Let's see what they can do. I feel like the 5th row should drop a rapier as well.
Who do you give this to? The Treant, maybe? On the Aghanims? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like they should have given the Treant and Aghanims before instead of the TB, because he could have bloody bought it.
Yeah, true. Well, they're gonna leave it in the pit, and yeah, the Puckchamp literally no way to contest this.
Oh my goodness, he still lost the bloody Curio.
Really? Oh no, he bought up. Well, he didn't buy the full rapier, but he bought up onto the Sacred Relic as well. It looks like. Right? No, instead on the side, on the right hand side there, he's got the Sacred Relic on the courier.
Youngji, you absolute donkey. You spent so much time. Oh, this is the time to go for a VP. Go for the throne. They don't have 2 rapiers. I mean, they don't have 3. They just have 2.
Yeah, and I mean, 60 minutes in, nearly. Do you wait? Is this just, I mean, an extra minute, an extra 45 seconds wouldn't hurt here. Do you just wait for the tier 5 items to come up?
Yeah, I think so. And if you keep choking the map like this, Puckchamp isn't gonna get them. And that's a pretty big power differential.
What are the best ones? Like what? The Pirate's Hat, maybe for the Terrorblade?
The hat is nice. I feel like the Apex would be better for a TB.
Yeah, true.
Or like the special Deso. I also think it's very good.
Tiny Giant's Ring as well. Oh, I'd love to see the Tiny Giant's Ring. Or maybe, would you put that on the Tiny or the Centaur if you got one?
I think the Centaur, for sure.
Okay, well, Kunkka, he's still got 2 minutes before his courier comes back up. So yeah, he looks like he swapped that AC back in.
I feel like Book of the Dead would be nice, so that you pop it in a fight. Kunkka one-shots himself.
True, yeah, true. Giant's Ring is out as well as the Fallen Sky. For both sides, actually, Fallen Sky. So, I wouldn't mind the Fallen Sky on the Centaur, because he's the one kind of engaging at the minute, and then dropping the Centaur's Ring on the Tiny.
Yeah, fair enough. He doesn't have it yet. I was gonna say he's pretty big, but this is just regular tiny size.
Daniel's going to be able to get the force off. It is on his courier. It is coming through. Daniel, though, is going to be cleaned up and killed off. Does have the buyback. They take down the silencer as well. So way too far the supports outside of the base. Looking for those neutral items to help them out. Malik is trying to get himself away with the skewer. Pirate's Hat for the Ursa. So that is a decent amount of... it's attack speed, right? Because it's... I only see tier 5 items like once every 4 or 5 months. So it's really easy for me to forget what they do. But the Pirate's Hat, it's definitely attack speed, right?
Mm-hmm. And it digs up a bounty rune, which is really nice for the supports.
Yeah.
Because Malik, for instance, is really poor.
Wait, you said supports? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You can see this as well. The illusion's coming in from the Terrorblade, just trying to force in. He doesn't get anything skewered back. The global gets used there as well, but he didn't get a drag back onto anything. And now that's going to be the global down for this fight.
Oh, that's so
an
awkward.
Aegis. So, you can see, again, the illusion's coming through. The Terrorblade, Lotus Orb is going to get used there as well. Yule's step to come through. The Abyssal Blade, but once again, going to be used up into the air. He's going to be able to keep himself alive. Yeah, Squadix as well. RP gets used. Do they have the lockdown? Do they have the damage? They're going to be able to get the kill onto Malik. Malik, though, has that buyback. There's still an Aegis here on the Terrorblade. And the Terrorblade, he's not bothered by the rest of the fight. He's just going to say, I'm going to right-click down this Ancient, and you have to be the one to stop me. The Bushwhack comes out now as well. Lotus Orb onto him once again. So the Torrent gets thrown out. Do they have enough damage with a Torrent Toss to keep him alive? And now they're going to be able to take down Youngji. Youngji has to buy back to get the kill onto pretty much everybody on the side of Puckchamp, and the right-click damage. You have to buy back the right-click damage, and that's both supports had to buy back there as well. Game just goes the way of VP. No way to stop it there. Just built up so much of a commanding lead, 33 to 15 in 62 minutes, and VP